Well, it's 11 a.m. on August 5th, and I'm going to do a short video to document this tree because it's going to come down this year, August 5th, 2022. So this tree is dying, and it dropped a large limb on our roof a few months back. It's pretty frightening, but I wanted to show how much shade it provides right now, because that's going to be a huge loss to our house. And I just really enjoyed, that's one of the reasons I bought this house, was because of this super large, massive tree. So I'm just showing all the areas that it's shading right now. This is like completely on the other side of my house, and it provides shade over here. I'm estimating the base of this tree to be about 6 to 8 feet wide. I'll get out a measuring tape and measure it before we officially cut it down, but sadly it's gonna have to go. Also, I bought this house in 2022, and I've been working on gardens. It really had nothing but grass and a few bushes. I'll try to point those out as I go along, but I got these two back here. These are dogwood fire something. Anyway, the branches are supposed to turn red in the winter. I'll try to find the name for those. They are not looking too great, but we've been having a heat wave, and I bought these already on discount, and although I've been watering them, I think the heat and maybe some bugs are really causing them to struggle. Also, so it's 2022. I moved into this house in July of 2020. I didn't really do anything with the garden that summer, the first summer that I lived here. So everything that you're going to see is planted 2021 or 2022. I've got, this is a foxtrot pennisetum, like a fountain grass. I don't remember the name of it back there, but I believe that is a castor bean plant, which is in a shaded area, so it's not really a good choice for it. But once this tree comes down, it should do much better. These are just some weeds. This right here is some type of columbine that I planted. I have some cannas lighting this fence. Those smaller plants in front of it are some dahlias. More cannas over here. Another foxtrot pennisetum in the middle. These little grassy type sad little things in the front there, those are daylilies. Mostly they're the orange, just common orange wild type. Not sure what the name is, but I've kind of gathered them from roadsides and things like that. But there is a couple in there that I bought, and they're supposed to have like a red color when they come in, so we'll see next year if they bloom. But yeah, this whole area is going to be like my hot garden, my tropical looking reds and oranges. And then this kind of stream bed looking thing down here actually was a stream, and it came down into a pond, but it was poorly positioned. It never looked good. It always had stuff in it from this tree that we're having cut down. So it was a lot of maintenance. You had to put like chemicals in it to keep the water from being completely full of algae, which I didn't want to use any chemicals. And I was really intrigued with the idea of doing a bog garden, so I decided to just make it a bog garden. And we drained it. I drilled some holes through the existing black liner, but left the liner in there because I wanted it to be not fully dry. I didn't want it to drain well. These elephant ears absolutely love this spot. So I was growing, I can't even tell you which one, the original elephant ear plant down in here has now sprouted into, looks like multiple. But that was my original. I was growing that inside my house and it was not doing well at all, even though it was in a full south-facing window. I also bought this other one that has like a blue, dark blue veining. I think it's called Hawaiian something, Hawaiian blue maybe, but it's very pretty. Next year I intend to get some of the, is it alocasia or calicacia, the ones that stand up straight instead of pointing down. And I also want to get some dark leaves, like the black and bronze, not bronze, but like maroon colored leaves that you see for some different textures. I also put a metal trash can in there, which I thought if I surrounded it with enough dirt and plants wouldn't look bad, but I'm not crazy about that at all. I really don't like it, so I'm probably going to try to find something better to do, like a little pond in the middle. But look, I have that cute stuff growing in there. So that'll turn into something different next year. We'll see. Planted some other types of grass around the edges here. Forget what that's called. And then down in here, that is supposed to be a bug-eating plant, which I thought was going to grow really tall, but it just hasn't. It stayed that size. So what I was trying to buy, they have like saucers at the top and they're quite tall, so I'll look for that plant to plant next year. Over here I have some Cardinal Flower that I just bought on discount and planted there. So hopefully that'll look nice next year. I totally forgot what these are. I think they are Crocosmia maybe, but they haven't bloomed yet. This was the first year that they came up. I think that's another canna. That was a late planted one. More canna, more daylilies. And that's the end of the hot garden so far. Oh, I'll mention this. I have a climbing rose. I think it's called, I'm terrible with names. I'll have to come back in and add it. But I bought this from Spring Hill Nurseries, and this is just the first year's growth. So I'm pretty impressed. It doesn't have a lot of flowers right now because it's been so hot, but you know, it's definitely been a strong grower for me. So that eventually will go up over this arch. Back there, quite a mess right now, but I have some tomatoes and peppers and such growing. So I'm going to work on that area too. In here, I currently have some fake lawn. And this was here when I bought the house. I do plan to put in a stone path of some sort, and then I'm going to be adding a flower bed along here, and also along this tight little wall, and then this stone path will just go along this border pretty much. So that's kind of my plans for this hot garden, and that will start developing in spring of 2023. Well, if you're watching, thanks for watching my short video.